Here's an organizing story for you. Real life one. I'm Margaret. I'm a professional organizer. I do it virtually, although for 18 plus years I did it in the field, and for the last 2 to 3 years I have been doing it virtually, meaning I can help people all over the US, Canada, other parts of the world if we can work out time zones. It's all good because I get to help people and I get to do what I love, and that's teaching how to declutter and how to keep it from coming back. Here's the story. My daughter, Maureen, is a natural. She's a very organized person. She's very good at it. But everybody needs to learn and everybody needs to start somewhere. When she was 16 years old, I had her at a client's house and I said, hey, while I go do this, why don't you stay in this room and organize this desk area? And as I recall, it was a desk and then it had some shelves above it. And when I came back in, she had done a beautiful job. Everything was lined up and looked perfect, and it could have been Pinterest. But here's the problem that I immediately saw. She had stacked things and pushed things together and it looked so good. But the minute somebody needed something, it was going to be like a Jenga puzzle where it was all going to come tumbling down. Or Lord forbid that they would need to bring and add something to this. There was nowhere to put anything new. When I'm working with clients, I am always talking about my STACK method of decluttering. STACK is an acronym where S is space insight, T is today you, A is align and achieve, C is clutter cleared, K is keeping it great. And I keep saying it over and over, but I'm going to say it again. People want to jump to the C, clutter cleared, taking care of that clutter and getting it out of there. The problem is if you don't think about your space insight, if you don't think about who today you is, and then align those things, you aren't going to be able to effectively declutter. How do you know that you haven't done that? How do I know that you haven't done that? If you tell me I keep trying to declutter, but it never works, or if you tell me I get decluttered, but it only lasts like a week or two, I know that you haven't done the S, the T, and the A. I wanted to talk about the S today, space insight. There's 3 things involved with space insight, and primarily, and you hear other people talking about this, it's defining everything's home. Where does the stuff live? What is the purpose of a space? And there's a lot that goes around that, but let's leave it at that for now. The other thing is you have to consider the actual physical limitations of your space. That's really great that you've got china from when you got married, and from mom and from mother-in-law and great Aunt Susie, but if your kitchen has 6 cupboards, it's not all going in there. I don't care how much you want to keep that. We have to come up with some other solutions. The other thing too is we need to consider, are there some limitations to the space itself besides the dimensions? For instance, one of the things you see in kitchens, and I'm sure it drives a lot of you nuts, is you've got that corner cabinet, which seems really fantastic. It's got all kinds of space, except when things go into that back corner or that back kind of triangle part, they're lost forever. Or maybe it's a case where it's a really tall shelf and you're really short, or even average person, you can't get up there. That space is not very useful to you. That's space insight, thinking about that. Where this also plays out, I see it once again, a lot of times in kitchens, it's other places, but I want to talk about kitchens here, is I did a video recently for social media where I talked about organizing storage containers. And one of the things I noted in that is when you're pulling everything out and matching up, do you have lids and how many do you have? You also have to consider what's in the dishwasher, what's in the sink, what's already in the refrigerator, because those are things that if you had all your storage containers together, they'd have to fit into that space. That's the space insight. How much is it going to hold? How much do I need? And that actually falls more into the today you. The same is true when you're working with dishes or anything like that. What's in the dishwasher? What still needs to be washed? You have to consider that's what's going into the space. One other example, and I guess this one is kitchen related also, although I'm going to cheat and I'm going to stick in with clothing. What's in the hamper? What's in the wash? You have to consider that too. Back to kitchens. One of the things that I see people doing, making a mistake on, is bulk items, overflow products. So I guess they don't necessarily have to be bulk items, but your overflow. Let's say that you just happen to be organizing your pantry when you're down to your last 3 rolls of paper towels. Hey, that's super. But if you're going to go out to Costco and buy 2 big packs of, I don't know, however many, 24 each, and come home with 48 rolls of paper towels, they are not going to fit in the space that you allowed for 3 paper towels. We have to do some thinking about the space insight. Do you really want to, in your pantry, keep 48 rolls of paper towel? Probably not. Where's that going to go? We've got to think through it. Thinking about these things before you just start moving things around is going to actually save you time. I'm going to put a plug in here for Unjumbled Now. And yes, totally self-serving, but on the other hand, it is actually serving you too. And I say this very, very seriously. Unjumbled Now is my 4-week decluttering program, and it's really life-changing. And I'll tell you why I say that. If you are good at decluttering, you don't need Unjumbled Now. You're just watching this for some tips, and that's fantastic. Keep doing that. But if you are that person where you have tried over and over and it doesn't work, or you can't get started because you're overwhelmed, or you've tried so many times, you put so much effort into it and it doesn't stay decluttered, it is life-changing to find something that actually works, and it works permanently. Because during our 4 weeks, we're going to meet 45 minutes as a small class, you plus up to 2 others. I want to personalize the attention, but we're going to meet and you're going to declutter during that time. You're also going to do some decluttering, just little bits each day between, and not 7 days. We never do 7 days. We do 4 or 5 days. And it is just absolutely amazing because you're never stopped. I'm your always there professional organizer, yes, during class, but also I'm available to you between classes during that 4-week membership. Whatever you need. I am very happy to jump on a call, Zoom call, phone call, whatever. Happy to email when somebody has hit a roadblock. Is it life-changing? Absolutely, because you want this done. You need your house decluttered. You haven't been able to do it, and now you can. During Unjumbled Now, we are always going to go by the stack method so that it really truly does work. Everybody can do it, and it works in every single space. We are going to only be encouraging and positive and supportive, and we're going to get it done. You can go ahead and check the notes here, and it's going to tell you how to learn more about the program, enroll if you like. There's always classes available. Sometimes we're just a few weeks out from the new classes starting. Sometimes it's a month away. As I'm recording this at the very beginning of August, the next set of classes are going to start in just a couple weeks. I encourage you to lock in your day and your time that works for you. There are only 3 seats per class. There are 6 classes because I want to keep it small. I want to keep it personalized. Don't miss out on this. You know what to do. Check the notes. Check out Unjumbled Now. I'll see you in class.